for me, and it's probably also a little bit of my temperament and my personality bias, I'm sure, but my faith is all up in here as well. And something about making that Starbucks that I worked at home. And we find that all over the New Testament. You know, Paul is interpreting what Jesus has actually done as making this place home for us. You know, he has this whole, sense of like oikos or ekos, where we get the word ecosystem, which means like home. So like economy, right? Ecology, stuff like that. Like that's the root of that. And so for me immediately as a Christian, how can I make this place of business more like a home feel for people? And because it didn't feel like that when I first started working there. The culture was very cold, like we did the minimum, which is totally understandable, get by, and maybe upper management reprimands us every now and then we tighten up the ship. But other than that, hey, as long as we get into harbor, we're all good, right? And I just remember that being like, okay, why don't we take it from there? And how can we make this place more home without, disrespecting that it's a business, And obviously that's the interpersonal relationship stuff. So noticing people's names, noticing certain things that might be more important. And so there's one thing, and I'm tooting my own horn when I say this, but it just happened more and more at our store. And I'll just use my story as one example. But as this really took hold, and I wasn't the only one leading this, our managers, everybody was really also working, but my faith helped me see this is very important. It was a snowy day, busy morning as always, and a customer had a flat tire and was obviously very, very distraught about it. She was a regular customer, and I was the shift supervisor that day, and the line had not really started like it usually does. It was about to, it was sort of looming. Those things are like clockwork, as any shift worker will know. And I just made the decision, if this is gonna be like home, I'm gonna help her. I'm gonna go change it. And so I said, everybody else, relying on the strength of my team at that moment, I was like, y'all got this. I'll be back when I get back. And I went out in the parking lot and I changed her tire, to her spare. And then I came back in and they handled it great and everything. And then we ended up hearing about it. So did our district managers and everything. I just remember that as a very, very pivotal moment in like, that's the kind of place that this is gonna be, where, I don't know, it could also be, we're really busy here, treating her sort of like a stranger, even though she's a regular customer, and helping her as much as we can. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but taking it to that next level. And if this were my aunt, if this were family, if this were home, what would I do?